Hello, everybody, and welcome to Stellos Stadium in Nashua, scene of this afternoon's high school girls lacrosse game between the host Bishop Girton Cardinals and the visiting Pinkerton Astros, and this should be a good one. We know it's going to be a good one, Tom, because we got two undefeated teams, and the crew from Friday Night Lights is here. This has got to be a big game.
This is a big game. I think the boys' game is later on. We'll be doing that as well, but that's another good game. But this is a better game. This is a battle of unbeatens. It's the biggest test. It's the first of two games that these teams are playing each other this week. BG was tested by Sauhegan. They passed that one. They were tested by Pinkerton twice. They passed them both. Now, this may be the biggest test. These two teams are on a collision course, and today they collide.
Of course, it's all about possession time in lacrosse. You need to go on runs, similar to basketball in that way, but the only way you really can go on a run is if you have a solid person in the center of the field, and we'll see how that battle shapes up.
Right, the draw controls are everything in this game, and because what BG wants to do is they want to get the ball in the stick of Olivia Johnson's hands. She is their dynamite player, the junior who is going to be headed to Stanford in 2 years. Not Olivia Johnson, I'm sorry, that's Nashua North-South. Riley Bouvier, apologies. Riley Bouvier.
Similar player,
very similar players,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But Bouvier right now is on a real run. She's having a superb junior year. And Bouvier is just, there's no doubt that they'll try to double team her and do all sorts of things to keep her from getting the ball, because once she has it, it's tough to stop her.
We've already done a 1-5-goal game by Riley Bouvier, who wears number 1 for the Cardinals. She's on the far left of the line. Tim O'Neill on camera today. John Collins along with Tom King. A mostly sunny day. A little bit on the cool side for Tom's liking, but I'm sure it's fine for the girls to run around and play 100 minutes of lacrosse.
Well, here's the problem. When the sun is out, the temperature is about 10 degrees warmer than when it's not, and it's in and out all day.
It certainly is. It's like a yo-yo
exactly.
temperature effect. But we will see what happens. We are having player introductions before the start of this one.
Bedford and BG, John, we did the baseball game yesterday. They always seem to tangle when it counts the most, and that's the way it's been over the years. And it's that way again this year,
Number 17.
Now we turn to the introductions of the Bishop Girton players.
Number 10, Madison.
In goal today for the Cardinals will be number 29, and I believe that McKenna Reiki
is their goaltender.
On our program.
She's their goaltender. She'll be there in between the pipes, and she's had a good year. She's really done well. And talking to Leslie Y, the head coach of the Cardinals, what Reiki has done is she went to her coach and said, what else can I do to help make this team better? And the talk was about communication, organize the defense, make sure everybody knows where the ball is, the whole bit. And Reiki has done a lot of that. So
she is fearless in goal, too. She'll come up with some big saves today. She
no doubt about it. Yep, she has.
Number 29, McKenna Reiki.
The voice of Bishop Girton Athletic Director Ryan Brown, as he just introduced Reiki.
Obviously, first meeting between these two teams, Tom, because they're both undefeated. And we'll have to see if it's a championship preview.
We will see. And now we have the national anthem.
Pretty decent crowd on hand here for this game, despite the COVID rules restrictions. Hopefully, tons more watching at home on Nashua TV and also
on
Bedford TV.
Exactly.
BCTV, welcome to
Bedford,
this.
they have
broadcast.
gotten to know us very well over the last couple of days,
Yeah.
right?
If they caught a baseball game yesterday, they certainly saw one impressive performance on behalf
Zach
of
Fletcher.
Zach Fletcher.
Yeah, no
Tom
doubt
you interviewed him after the
I
game.
did not talk to him
No?
after the game. No, I didn't. You know why?
Did he hit the showers and hit his
No, you know why? I
Lamborghini
mean,
too early and
no,
left?
I just think that, Billy Chapman had enough to say. And
Yeah.
I mean, if Fletcher had pitched a complete game, 3-0 shutout, he would have been more of the story. But then all of a sudden they upgraded things to 8-0, so it was just kind of out of the realm there. But he
6 out of 7 innings though. What, 8
6 out of
strikeouts?
7, 8 strikeouts and
a
4
home run.
walks, right?
He hit a home run. He did the Shohei Ohtani impression yesterday for the Bedford Bulldogs.
Yes, he sure did.
They are definitely championship contenders because of a player like Zach
Well,
Fletcher and others.
you would think so, but you don't really know because the schedules are all one-sided. You're all playing in one pod area, and there isn't much crossover. There's a little bit.
Ailey's Winnicott waiting for you, right? 11-1.
Well, I mean, they played BG on Saturday night and gave them all, and BG tried to give them all they could handle, but fell short, so.
Yeah.
But talking with Scott Painter after the game, he did mention, those fly balls that we talked about. He says, you got to catch those, the home run you can't do anything about, but those fly balls out in the outfield when they're waiting up there to be caught, you got to run them down and catch them, and that's what he talked to his team about after the game.
And they turned into extra base hits.
Yep.
So
today is all going to be about picking up those ground balls and the draw controls, because I think once the ball gets in the offense of both, because I went through the scoring, very similar in terms of the disparity and what they've scored and what they've allowed, the whole bit. So in my mind, once the ball gets in one team's possession, it's probably going to be showing
in
up
the back of the net.
It's probably going to be showing up on the boards at some point.
Oh, boy. Okay, so you
all right, John Collins, I will join you shortly during the first half.
Thank you, Tom King. We'll see you momentarily. Right now we're getting set for the start of our contest between Bishop Girton and Bedford. Battle of the Bees here at home Stello Stadium. It's going to be Bishop Girton, of course, in their home whites, and Bedford in their usual visiting and somewhat intimidating black and red uniforms. On the screen to your left, you might have seen during the national anthem, Tim had a shot of Bishop Girton's girls' hand on each other's shoulder as they listen to the national anthem. Kind of a nice way to take it in. Team bonding sort of thing. So here we go. Riley Bouvier in the middle of your screen at the left side, number 1. Getting into position, and in the middle of the screen is the all-important face-off taker for BG, Catherine Campbell, number 3, up against Julian Bell, junior face-off taker for Bedford, number 5, in the black uniform. And they were thinking about this before they went to sleep last night. The opening draw, won by Bedford and Julian Bell, and she receives a return pass from Olivia Matthews. On the wing now, that's Reagan O'Brien. Reagan going behind the net with it. So Bedford wins the opening possession. 25-minute quarters in New Hampshire High School girls lacrosse. We've played first half a minute, and it is Bedford setting up a perimeter and looking to strike first and score the game's first goal. Julian Bell, number 5, she took the face-off and won it with help from Olivia Matthews. So Bedford carefully picking their opening shot here. Sydney Grogan, number 1, gets a touch, goes around the perimeter. BG circling the wagons, trying to seal off any gaps. And I'm sure already these two teams sense that their opponent is a different animal than they've played so far on this undefeated season for both teams. Bedford tentative here, as I'm sure they've probably not been against other opponents, trying to find an opening in this BG defense and score first with the ball. Reagan O'Brien makes a move in front as a whistle on contact 5 yards out. And this will be a restart to benefit Bedford. Excuse me, Regan O'Brien with the next best chance to score the game's first goal here, facing up with McKenna Riki one-on-one on the restart. The shot off of the pipe and no goal, and it's picked up by Riley Bouvier, number 1 scorer for Bishop Girton, with a fortuitous bounce off the pipe. So BG gets a break early. The goaltender's best friend rises his head there with the post save of the point blank shot. In front, and Olivia Johnson's shot is turned away. A nice save made on the Bedford end of the field. So BG with a golden opportunity to score the game's first goal. Now this ball's on the turf. Good shuffle ahead, and now the Bulldogs pick it up. Regan O'Brien, who just had that chance, scores on her second shot of the game. Regan O'Brien with the first goal of the game. The Bulldogs taking advantage of a loose ball on the turf, and this is going to be quite a contest. You can tell already, end-to-end action, and that one was determined by the great skill of Regan O'Brien to scoop up that loose ball in traffic and take it down and whip one past McKenna Riki from left to right, kind of like a left-handed batter's swing, if you will, there on the goal by Regan O'Brien. So 1-0, that one coming just over 2 minutes into the game. So Bishop Girton definitely with the chance there as Riley Bouvier went down, and I believe it was a quality save by the Bedford goaltender that kept that ball out of the cage. Bedford trying to strike again as they win another midfield draw. Sydney Grogan passes it to Julianne Abel, and Regan O'Brien has it. Switching ends side to side go the Bulldogs. No particular hurry to make a rush at the goal. They may have a set play they want to plan to execute here. So far it looks like just a closely called game as far as contact. Defender Frida Teresa with some stick work on the ball handler, and she gets whistled for too much physical contact there with the stick. On the restart, it's a goal. Going low. Regan O'Brien scored that one as well as she potted it on the restart, going down between the legs or just to the side of the legs of McKenna Riki, and goal for Bishop Girton. So with 21:37 to go in the first half, Bedford announcing themselves as a threat to BG's undefeated season right away with 2 goals to begin. And the faceoff will be taken at midfield by Riley Bouvier. Bedford launches it forward. The ball is anybody's to win, though, as it's on the turf. 2 players vying for it. Frida Teresa apparently shouldered away Regan O'Brien and got whistled for it on a foul. So Bedford will benefit from the restart. Regan O'Brien already going for her hat trick, number 2 in the black jersey. And she won that ball from Frida Teresa by way of an official ruling. Though in other sports, that would clearly have been a win for the player that shielded the ball with their body, as Frida Teresa did. So it's the esoteric rules of lacrosse that rear their head sometimes as you watch it as maybe a fan of basketball or football or even baseball. If you have your fielder out there and he gets run into by a base runner, if they have a direct route to the ball. So Bedford looking for their 3rd goal of the game. A move in front and nice shot low. That was Olivia Matthews, the freshman for Bedford, who flung it. Looked like she went down to the left low corner and beat McKenna Ricci for goal number 3 for the Bulldogs, who are enjoying an early lead here, 3-0. Almost 5 minutes played in the first quarter. So we've looked to our right for most of the opening action. That means that Bedford has clearly dominated the time of possession to this point. There was a early shot by the Bulldogs on their first possession that hit a post. Olivia Johnson seized on the rebound, which came out at least 20 yards and ran the length of the field and was denied the go-ahead first goal of the game by the Bedford goaltender, whereupon BG has never really possessed the ball since that play. And Bedford has capitalized, reeling off 3 straight goals here in the opening quarter. 20-25 to go on a mostly sunny, cool, and really beautiful looking spring day here at Stello Stadium. They have separation between the girls and the boys lacrosse doubleheader by COVID rules. The boys game will be happening much later on at 7 p.m. between these two teams, these two schools, I should say. And BG trying to regroup in the timeout. Down 3-0, unfamiliar territory for them to get off to a start where they are clearly behind in the game on the scoreboard and in the draws won and in time of possession. So Bedford very impressive through the first 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Riley Bouvier will take the draw. She's up against Juliana Bell, who has not lost a draw yet since the game began. BG looking to get possession here and get back even. Ball pops straight up in the air, and it is Juliana Bell that comes down with it, and she's going to be running down the hash. Bouvier steals it away. Beautiful back-checking play by Riley Bouvier. Their team desperately needed it, and she came up with a way to get the ball back from Bedford. So the Cardinals going to work on offense now as we look to our left. You can see the Nashua River sparkling through the trees over there. Brad Creek, the Bishop Girton Girls Basketball Championship coach, is here watching, taking the game in. And BG with their first chance to score. It is denied. That somehow didn't go in. Madison Keating from just within breathing space of the Bedford goaltender, unable to put it home. So twice Bedford has been on the doorstep of the Bedford goal and come away empty. Still 3-0, and here comes Regan O'Brien in a hunt for her hat trick. She's going to go the distance as she weaves her way through traffic and launches over the goal. Slanting her way through the high slot from right to left. Megan O'Brien had a great opportunity there to get her third goal, but Bedford retains possession. 19 minutes to go, first quarter, and the Bulldogs looking strong as ever. No question we're looking at a undefeated caliber team, and Bishop Girton, though, not making life easy at all in the defensive zone, trying to prevent Bedford from going up by 4 goals here as the Bulldogs on the hunt out in front, and 2 players come over and basically level the ball handler. Apparently she might have slipped, though, and so that spared BG from getting called for a body check, not allowed in girls lacrosse. It certainly had the appearance of it from this distance. The 2 players took out the ball handler. Bedford wins the loose ball back, and that is a concern for BG. They've been losing the loose ball battles rather consistently since the opening faceoff of this one. Regan O'Brien, the star of the game so far, goes to her right, being pushed over the end line. No real seam there. Of course, stamina is a whole other aspect of girls lacrosse, and we'll be talking about that probably more and more as we get deeper into the second half. There's a nice pass by O'Brien out in front. Save made by McKenna Ricci on a point-blank shot by Bedford. Terrific save, the best of the game so far by McKenna in goal for Bishop Girton. Bedford, though, scrambling and hustling after the rebound, retained possession, and the pressure continues on the Bishop Girton defense as they try to prevent Bedford from going up 4-0. We have played now almost 8 minutes in the game. Loose ball in front. Good job, Lindsay Halt, who collects it in traffic, and she sprints down the near sideline. Puts the brakes on. Hesitation. Cuts through. And now Lindsay Halt gaining all kinds of ground as she goes and dumps it to Riley Beauvier. They're going to call the contact there, which is unfortunate for Bishop Girton. They definitely had the momentum going, and they'll restart in space. Riley Beauvier with it. Looking for their first goal. Bouvier and also Madison Keating were denied on point-blank shots right in front of the Bedford goaltender. So it's amazing that they are scoreless to this point. So in front is Keating, but couldn't get the pass. That was number 15, Stephanie Reap. And the whistle, that's going to be a foul against Bedford. So Riley Beauvier with a great opportunity here on the restart. Bedford goaltender is Abigail Widener, just a sophomore, facing Riley Beauvier, most talented goal scorer for Bishop Girton, and trying to preserve the shutout for as long as she can. There's a pass, and maybe trying to do too much. BG right there decided to get a little fancy. The cutter coming in from left to right was Natalie Kutu. BG still has possession, but a bit of a surprise that Riley didn't take a few steps forward and launch the shot on goal rather than go for the assist. Some perimeter passing now. Bouvier to her left. She's going to feed it to Kutu. Kutu coming out from behind the end line as she trades positions with Bouvier. Now she's going to drop it to Riley. Riley in front. Tough pass, but a good one, and it's a goal. In front, number 12 was Amelia Piercy, and that is the first goal of the game for the Cardinals. On a nice cut in from distance. That was not an easy pass. Riley had to navigate it through a pair of sticks at least in front. Bedford defenders trying to intercept and knock that pass down, but once it got to Piercy, she did a good job in the upper quadrant of the net, finding a way past the sophomore goaltender, Abigail Widener. So Abigail certainly did her part to get Bedford off to a nice start with a couple of early saves. And it was 3-0 for a while, but now just a 2-goal game again. The draw, opportunity there for BG to win it, and they do. Ball was on the turf just for a moment. Scooped up Piercy, your goal scorer a moment ago, being double teamed down the sideline, and they're going to let them play on. It was a foul, but because she retained possession, they let him go. Lindsay Halt is going to be putting the brakes on as she's met by a Bedford defender. I believe that was Juliana Bell in the middle, yes. Stopping Halt in her tracks. Trying to cut in and deciding not to shoot was Catherine Campbell. Campbell gets it, and Halt, a score! Piercy flinging it, kind of almost a screenshot over a Bedford defender. Amelia Piercy's got her second goal and the team's second goal of the game. It's a 3-2 contest now, and suddenly, by virtue of winning a couple of draws, BG flipping the momentum on its head here at Stellos. It was 3-0, now it's 3-2, and the Cardinals seem to have solved a way to contest for these face-offs and make it at least a 50-50 ball. Lindsay Halt will take the draw now for the Cardinals. Juliana Bell has consistently given her team a chance to win each draw, usually with the loose balls coming off of the duel at midfield, which resumes. There's a loose ball, and that one was a no-go. We'll have a restart. Halt versus Bell. Always tempted to say center ice, but it is center turf here at Stellos. 14 minutes and 32 seconds to go of exciting girls lacrosse action here in a tightly contested game. It shows right up on the scoreboard early, 3-2. Bedford is leading. Bedford wants to go on another string of winning faceoffs, I'm sure. BG has tried a trio of face-off takers. Bedford sticking with Juliana Bell, who certainly has been effective. And we have a rather lengthier delay than usual here between goals. Now we resume. Always those assisting players, very important in chasing after loose balls and doing a nice job here, the Bulldogs. And somehow they call an obstruction play, I guess, against Sydney Grogan, number 1 for the Bulldogs. And that means that BG is awarded possession, all important possession. 9/10 of the law here in Lacrosse. Cardinals have a chance to tie this game up. Piercy, Amelia has 2 goals. Lindsay Halt slips a little bit. Now, what do we have? Some kind of stick contact against Bedford. Didn't really see it. It looked like more of a slip on her own, but great opportunity here for Lindsay Halt to tie this game up. 10 yards out as she faces off with Abigail Widener. Halt fires, scores. That longer stick, of course, up high. And difficult for any goaltender to stop. Of course, Bedford with their great players up and down the field. I am guessing they probably haven't had too many shots on goal in the course of their first 7 or 8 games or so. And this might be a different experience today for Abigail Widener, the sophomore goaltender, who is rather diminutive in comparison to McKenna Reiki on the BG end. And it may come down to how many saves each goaltender can make today. Although BG is definitely on a run here at the face-off circle. And literally on a run is Lindsay Halt as she throws it down behind the goal. And a shot and almost a goal in front. The Cardinals and Bedford vying for it. And a good job of hustling over there by Natalie Kutu and manning her corner, her deep corner position to retain possession for BG. So the defender has to set up behind Natalie after the foul. And Kutu will pass it to Riley Bouvier. Bouvier fakes left, goes right, runs into a double team. Halt, who just scored, trying to feed it inside, and she does successfully to Madison Keating for the goal. Great teamwork by the Cardinals as they went Bouvier to Halt to Keating. And that is a 4-goal run by the Cardinals as Madison Keating has 2, Amelia Piercy has 2. And we are looking at the Cardinals' first lead of the game. It didn't look too great for BG at the start. Bedford looked dominant as Juliana Bell continued to win face-off after face-off, but BG found a way to intercept or interrupt that momentum. And it is a 4-3 lead for the Cardinals as they try to go for their first 2-goal lead. Bedford has other ideas, although Halt picks up the loose ball. Keating up ahead with the ball on the feed from Amelia Piercy. It goes all the way behind the goal. BG putting on their offensive show here in the latter half of the first quarter. Bedford comes away with the ground ball and sprinting out of the danger zone with possession and gaining all kinds of ground. Downfield being pursued by a trio of BG defenders, but not until she did her job for the Bulldogs. And I think that was Sabrina Tipping, number 30, that had it. The defense of the sophomore defender there. Great play, taking the ball downfield and setting Bedford up on offense in their office to our right. Potent Bedford offense, as Tom King said before the game, when they get it, you expect it to end up in the back of the net. So anytime that doesn't happen, that's a big win for the defense. And of course, especially in a game like this where it is so tightly contested. The Bulldogs looking for a seam in the BG defense. Circling the goal, Regan O'Brien, she's got 2 already. Fakes right, goes left, so quick on her feet. There's a whistle, may have been contact on the ball carrier. If it is, it's going to be Regan O'Brien setting up only 5 yards away. Officials explaining the ruling in this case. And it's going to be Frida Teresa getting a penalty as she comes off the field, it looks like. So BG's defense will be shorthanded, and Regan O'Brien has it face-to-face with McKenna Ricci. It's just not advantageous conditions right now for the BG defense at all, with the ball in O'Brien's hands as she fires it and scores her hat trick. I'm sure she's not going to stop there either. Regan O'Brien, number 2, finding openings below. So, not quite sure what the huddle is after the goal, but it is a 4-4 game as the Cardinals get whistled defensively for a penalty. And they are definitely calling any kind of contact very closely, as I barely saw any contact there on O'Brien, but it was a penalty against Teresa.
They're calling it tight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot going on down there at the BG end. You know, when BG's offensive zone, there's a lot of contact.
You can hear it, right, when you're down there?
I saw it.
Saw it. Yeah, we could hear it up here, actually. You know, yeah.
I mean, on that loose
ball, very
ball,
arbitrary thing.
On that loose ball that resulted in the last BG goal when the ball went out of bounds, a little nudge from behind by the Bedford defender on Kutu, and then she got and when that happened, she had to stay behind the play. You know,
on the restart.
Yeah, on the restart, right. Look at that.
Bedford back on attack, and Lindsay Held had it for a moment, but the ground ball, and now it's anybody's as they go for it, and they're going to.
And I'll tell you what, this is every ground ball, every push, every turnover, every draw, everything is important.
Right. And I saw both teams right there making shoulder contact.
Oh, there's a lot of contact. They're both. Oh yeah. If you're on defense, you're hitting somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's basically the way it is. You know, there's no, and you get away with what you get away with. And that's what they're doing.
So it's back to BG's offensive zone time now as Catherine Campbell dances around with it. She passes it back up top to Amelia Piercy, 2-goal scorer in this game, along with Madison Keating with 2. Regan O'Brien's got a hat trick for Bedford, and Olivia Matthews has
Holt's
the other.
Got a goal, John.
Holt's got it?
Yeah, Holt's got a goal.
Oh, yeah, Holt does have a goal.
Yeah, Holt's got a goal. So.
Oh, no, I was looking at Keating's goal from the other game.
Yeah.
Okay, so Holt, Keating, and 2 for Piercy.
Right.
All right. That's right. That was a great goal.
But what name aren't you saying? What name aren't you saying?
Riley Bouvier.
There you go.
And she got denied, surprisingly so, in the
first
possession.
Shot, big save.
First shot.
Yep, but she has not been involved in the scoring, and that is big. That is big. You got to keep an eye on that as this game progresses.
Yeah, that won't hold true.
You never know. Bedford's doing a good job so far.
I mean, that's the player they decided to stop.
And the one thing their coaches are telling them, as I hear it down
Here's
there.
Riley right here, Riley Bouvier with it.
The one thing the coaches are telling them is be wary of the outside shot. The outside shot, because BG wants to shoot early.
Riley shoots and misses.
Yeah, see, she's frustrated. She
Yeah.
shoots from way out there, double teamed. You know, she's lucky that the players are placed perfectly for them to have the closest to the ball.
Catherine Campbell passes it back. Number 11 for Girton is Teresa Prunier. In front, Holt thought about the shot, passes it.
Yeah, Bedford's doing a good job on the outside, but that means the inside could open up. But look at this, the turnover.
Loose ball. Bouvier trying to track down the...
And see, that's the Bouvier effect right there. That she was not involved in that passing because they took her out of the game. BG's offense is not exactly what it normally is without Bouvier.
Good point. Regan moved. Meanwhile,
Look
she's
at that.
playing her game.
Yep.
Reagan O'Brien's got 4. Accuracy there, the upper quadrant with velocity too, and a great spot. That's a play where we haven't seen Bishop Girton get yet.
No.
All kinds of space in
All
close.
kinds of space,
a
and
fast break goal, basically.
there hasn't been that.
Yeah, Bedford's been able to get back and set up and frustrate Riley Bouvier, who is the counterpart to Regan O'Brien, and yet right now O'Brien's got
O'Brien's
4.
winning that battle. 4 goals.
BG stepped it up in the face-off circle over the ladder.
But what Leslie Wise talked about was that the goals can come from a lot of places. Well, they can, but you know what? When it's crunch time, Bouvier is usually the one that provides it.
Nice win there by Amelia Piercy on the loose bouncing ball, and BG with possession, chance to tie it back up. They led briefly at 4-3. Now it is the Bulldogs up 5-4 with just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Dancing to a right, being forced deep.
Here's Coutu.
Prunier, Coutu with it.
Everything is coming from her side.
Madison
That's
Keating.
the way it's worked so far in this game for the most part. Now Johnson way outside to try to create space, but
Bouvier, yep.
There's nothing she can do. Holt's always at the top of the key usually. Now Johnson's going to try to get some space inside.
There's a shot and a save.
Yeah, a long distance shot, and Bedford was told to watch out for that.
Piercy trying for number 3. Instead, it's a clean save.
And look at this,
by Abigail Widener.
another fast break for the Bulldogs as they come down. This is going to be on the BG defense right here.
As Tom said before the game, when Bedford gets it, it normally ends up in the back of the net.
That's just it. And you know what? The only reason it didn't on their first possession was it hit the crossbar.
Yeah, it did. And what a rebound that was. It was an opportunity for Riley Bouvier, and it kind of set the tone there when she didn't score,
Almost.
It'd be a frustrating first half for Riley when she didn't capitalize on that break.
That's just it. When you look at 6:30 to go and Bouvier hasn't scored yet, Bedford's got a win right there. That's one of the wins in this game for Bedford.
So far. But we have our close game so
far
far here.
Do we ever.
Stello Stadium. And now BG on the run, on the attack. Frida Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa's got speed. She's done it already this year. I've seen it. I saw it against Souhegan. She kind of turned things around a little bit for them.
Madison Keating, Bouvier.
And then it got into Bouvier's stick, and she took over the game, and she scored her 100th career point in that game. But right now, this is when the lights are on the most.
Madison Keating. Riley Bouvier fakes right, goes left, being forced wide.
Boy,
good defense by Sydney Grogan.
No kidding, and the Bedford side applauds it. They know it.
That shuffling of the feet, you see Grogan's very good at that. Number 1 on defense and shadowing players, not letting them get open on the pick and roll, so to speak. Double teamed was Catherine Campbell.
But I thought she had an opening to score there, and she didn't take it.
Deposited over the top.
Yeah, I thought so, right over the top. Yeah, you're not going to see any fancy shots like we've seen in other games here today. The behind the back shot and all that. And
here's Hult.
That's not part of this one. This one's just straight out grit.
I'm seeing some of that contact you talked about.
Oh, there's tons of it down there. There's a shot
goal.
Yep.
Piercy, number 3, goes low.
A low shot, which is what you want to do in the crowd like that.
Yeah.
You want to fire it low. The goaltender's eyes are fixed on where the ball is high, and they've got to react to go down low, and it's often they can't do it in time.
As was the case there. It's a 5-5 game.
I didn't see who got that.
That was Piercy.
Piercy again, huh?
Yeah.
It's a hat trick for her.
She was in traffic.
Yeah.
It was like the trees there in the banks of the Nashua River. There's just a lot of people and a lot of, like Tom says, a lot of sticks are up high. Sometimes it's best to go down low and avoid a save or interception, deflection. So 5-5 doesn't get any closer, folks.
It's going to go back and forth. I'd be surprised if either team opens up another 3-goal lead like Bedford had at the beginning.
Right. And here's the draw. Just under 5 minutes to go in a 5-5 game.
I mean, this is
Guess
what
who wins the draw?
this
It's
is
number
what
5.
this is
Juliana
what
Bell.
lacrosse should be. You know, this is the way it's played.
Yes. Every play, every ground ball won becomes magnified.
Everything, every possession.
Every official's call.
Yeah, you're not seeing 17 to 5 to
And they're
4.
going to call that. Unfortunately,
Against Girton.
somebody knocked it loose, but they saw some body contact on the way through.
No, I think it might have been a stick contact.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be a restart
I
for
think it's
Bedford
Juliana
from far
Bell,
out.
number
Listen to
5.
that wind howl.
Yeah. Hear it hitting your
Yeah,
mic.
this is where Riki's got to really get a good eye on the ball from afar.
I've seen her make some saves when she squares up with the shooter like this. Let's see what
Yep.
happens. They
Yep.
decided not to shoot.
Right,
Double
not
team,
to
ball's
shoot.
on the turf. BG trying to scoop it up. Bedford trying to get it back. It's up in the air. Good job by the Bulldogs.
I'm telling you right now, the Bulldogs, I've got to think, have got the ground ball lead right now.
I think they do.
Yep.
Yeah. Olivia Matthews on the win there on the loose ball. Sydney Krogan quarterbacking the offense now. She has it knocked down. Good defense by Bishop Girton. Both of these undefeated teams, Tom, are finding that their opponent is a different animal than they've played so far this season.
Yeah. Sauhegan was tough in the first
yeah.
half for BG, but they
turned that
they
around.
got into a rhythm. I don't think that same rhythm is going to exist in this game. And
What
there's
a goal there
Yep.
by the Bulldogs. Trying to keep my eye on the shooter there. She
She's
goes
on the
immediately
far
to the-
right.
Yes, she is. It
Yeah.
was 5, was it? Juliana Bell? Yep, it was.
Number
Bell
5.
gets her first goal of the
All
game.
right. Bedford regains the lead. 3:13 to play first half.
As the wind picks up.
The wind almost knocked me over.
6-5 is the score. Bedford up by a goal with 3:13 remaining in the half. There's the quarter. Bell versus Bouvier on the draw at midfield now. And loose, Riley wins the draw.
That's a big draw. You don't want to fall down behind 2 goals, but a lot of scoring can happen at 3:13.
Yes.
Now it's 3:01.
Kutu passes it behind the goal to Catherine Campbell, and she keeps the ball moving all the way around the perimeter it
But
goes.
Girton's going to need to score, John, on this possession, I think. If I'm them, I take my time.
Kutu, the return pass, shot, save, or goes over the net.
over the
Couldn't tell
net.
which.
Girton ball, though.
Was it an errant shot? I couldn't tell.
It had to be. If it was saved, it wouldn't have gone behind.
Great idea by the Cardinals. Great setup.
Yeah, and I don't know how that didn't go in.
Me too. Lindsay Hult shifts the
Hult.
stick in her hand from right, left to right. Being repelled there was Amelia Piercy. They've seen enough goals out of her.
Yeah, exactly. So now they'll focus on her a little bit. Maybe Bouvier can shake loose, but you never know.
Yeah, there's Riley right there in the middle, number 1.
Yeah, she's at the 16-yard line.
And she gets it
And
back
she gets
from
it back.
Hult. Dancing right, going left, opening up, and gets hit. That's going to be called. 5 yards out, restart.
Restart for Riley Bouvier, and should be a real good shot at a goal here.
It'll make it 10 yards out.
Yep,
Yep.
at the 10.
She passed it, Tom. You remember in this situation
Yes,
earlier.
she did. I was what was going on there? Let's see.
Let's see if she shoots it this
She
time. There
is.
she does, and it's saved again. Oh, the
Yep.
frustration continues for
Exactly,
BG's
Bouvier.
top scorer. And great job in goal by Abigail Widener. The sophomore goalie under pressure, coming up big for the Bulldogs, and keeps it a 1-goal lead for Bedford. BG still with possession.
It's not a
1:45
bad
to
thing,
go.
though, because they keep possession. That's the
Goal.
thing. Goal. Hult
Lindsay Hult going left to
Yeah.
right at a difficult angle.
at a difficult angle, and that's because a difficult angle, and no one expected that shot to come.
No. It would
No
think
one
maybe
was
that's the
no,
passing
no
area.
one was ready. No one was ready for it because everything looked covered.
Yeah. Of course, Lindsay, who's a terrific athlete with that longer stick, she's able to generate a lot of velocity on her shots, and they're really difficult to shot.
But you know what I liked about that possession, despite the misses, if you're a BG fan, you held the ball from 313 to 142. If you can get the draw control here,
yeah,
you can run out the clock in the first half.
It's hard for Bedford to score when you got the ball for 2
And
minutes.
I think that's what you need to do.
So Riley Bouvier trying to repeat her performance of winning the previous draw.
Big draw.
Straight up in the air.
And Bouvier.
It's a jump ball.
Yeah,
Bouvier
she's got the height
position.
advantage, the longer stick, and she was able to scoop it.
Shifts to her right. Sydney Grogan minding the front. Shot, goal!
Yeah, they weren't going to take their time, I guess.
No, they saw the opening
Yeah.
and took it. Catherine Campbell with what amounts to a fast break goal off the face-off win by Bouvier, who also got the assist. Terrific play by the Cardinals. And they are up 7-6. 2-goal swing again in this one. Exactly 90 seconds to go in the...
The roller coaster ride continues.
That was about 3 inches under the bar there, and the shot by Campbell. Nicely done. Her first. Lindsay Hult's got a pair. Maddie Keating's got 2, and Amelia Piercy has 3 to amount to your 7 goals for the Cardinals. 4 for Regan O'Brien and 1 for Olivia Matthews. Juliana Bell, I think, has 2.
Yeah, Bell's 1.
1, okay.
There's your 4, and you're in
6.
2. There's your 6. And a turnover by the Bulldogs.
Oh, big play by the BG defense.
Yeah, but now they've got to clear it. Now they go back to Riki, and now you've got to basically run it. But what Bedford did there, John, they stopped any chance at a fast break.
Reception. Running in space, Amelia Piercy to the middle, puts the brakes on. As BG gains ground,
Right,
Riley
see, no
Bouvier
fast
has.
break. You didn't see just 3 players back like you did earlier when BG was on defense.
Cardinals coming out. Kutu scores.
Oh, man, Kutu always tries from that angle, and if she thinks she has it, she's got the green light to shoot it.
I saw a rare breakdown in the Bedford defense right there, Tom,
Yep.
and Kutu took full advantage. There
Kutu
was
had
nobody,
no one around her.
Nobody around her.
Right.
That's a first in this game. You noticed that usually there was, player on player. No
no
easy
doubt about
goals.
it.
That one amounted to an easy goal for BG. And
I would think that if there wasn't 48 seconds left to go before the half,
would have been a timeout, right?
Would have called the
You're
timeout.
right. It begs for it, and yet there is only 48 seconds left, so the coach might just decide to go to halftime here. Meanwhile,
so you
BG
take a
with
look
a
at the
2-goal
start. You take a look at the start. It was 3-0. It's been 8-3
Bedford.
since.
Yep, you're right.
So
Yep.
you break it down that way. If you're Bedford, you go in there and you say, look, we got a good lead. Look what the score's been since, guys. Let's go. We got to pick it up.
BG,
that's
opportunity
another
here.
big
Holtz
draw control.
got called for
Yep,
contact.
unfortunately,
Yep.
they won't keep possession. So Bedford now, if you're BG, you got to play your best defense, see if you can whittle the clock down and keep Bedford from scoring. Not easy to do.
Good sprint by Olivia Matthews to gain some breathing room here near side. 25 seconds to go in the first half as Bedford tries to cut the lead
there
down
we
to
go.
1.
I lost sight of the ball for a second.
Everybody took a breather and kind of like
No kidding.
it was
But
almost like a
14
decoy
seconds
thing.
left. They're going to have to move it. She's going to have to move in fairly
Oh,
soon.
absolutely.
And
9
now she
seconds,
does. Oh,
8
great
seconds.
defense by BG.
And that's going to
That's
kill
going
off
to
the
do it.
rest
That'll
of it.
kill off the rest of the half.
Oh,
No, they stop
for
it.
that. Okay.
Now they're
it was
lined
BG ball.
BG ball. They're going to throw it right down. Smart play to throw it down.
Get rid of it.
Yep, and they have the long
Wow.
shot, and that'll do it. But
It
that's
almost got
a
a
smart
2-second
play
goal.
by Girton to
Yeah,
just
it was.
throw it all the way down.
That's clock awareness, Tom.
Well, it's the hockey equivalent of icing without the face-off, right?
That's right.
You know?
So speaking of clock awareness, they're going to put 25 minutes up there, and they're going to be the most exciting 25 minutes of girls lacrosse that we have seen this season. BG versus Bedford. It's 8-6. The Cardinals lead at halftime. We have some exciting lacrosse coming up. John Collins with Tom King. We'll be back after this halftime break.
business, we can off the market free food.
Welcome back, everybody, to Stellos Stadium in Nashua as we get set to resume this girls lacrosse game between undefeated Bishop Girton and undefeated Bedford. High school girls lacrosse, possibly a championship preview at the half. The score, the host Cardinals 8 and the visiting Bulldogs 6. And Tom, we got the look at the virtual locker rooms once again, both teams coming to the sidelines and the huddles. And what do you think was said?
Well, I think for BG, I think what was said was pick up the pace a little bit. They like a faster pace. So I think that was one thing. And I think if you're Bedford, keep doing what you're doing defensively, but while you're on Bouvier, you still got to worry about the other players. You know? You can't let them open.
Including Amelia Piercy, who's got 3.
3, right, exactly.
Lindsay Holt has been hugely effective. Riley Bouvier's been taking the face-offs for Bishop Girton with success in the past few minutes, and she's back out there to do battle against Julianne Bell for Bedford. So, of course, this is a key part of any matchup. That's number 6. Is that 5 or 6 at the center dot? That is 6. So that is Olivia Matthews, the freshman, taking a draw here against Riley Bouvier, who is a junior and has the height advantage in this situation. If it goes straight up, we'll see what transpires. But BG would love to go on a run to start the second half, similar to what Bedford did in the first half, taking that 3-0 lead. Yeah, straight up in the air, and a good job of positioning by Sydney Grogan, but it was taken away by Lindsay Hull with that longer stick.
Holt, I'll tell you, she's very opportunistic.
Yes.
And she'll risk the whistle. She will.
Yep. No guts, no glory type
right.
of player.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, this is, I mean, for all these kids, I mean, look, John, we're probably going to see these two teams back again in June. So.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an incredible battle if that's how they work it out.
So the restart's going to benefit Bishop Girton here in front of the.
And, of course, these two teams
Bedford
play
goalie.
each other again. I believe it's Thursday, right? Is the rematch in Bedford on Thursday? I think it is. I think it is with a night game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Shot goal. Bouvier has her first goal.
And there it is. Start getting Bouvier on track, and then you're in trouble.
Yep, if you're Bedford, definitely. That's her first goal, and it's the 9th overall for the Bishop Girton Cardinals. So they lead it by 3.
And that's a great job by BG, because if you had told me that Bouvier was held off the board for the first 25 minutes and 50 seconds, and BG had a 3-goal lead, I would have said, that wouldn't have happened. So BG with a 9-6 lead. Now they have the 3-goal lead. And again, what's the score been since that 3-0 Bedford start? 9-3 BG.
Back to take the draw at midfield, Riley Bouvier. And looks like that Bedford trying a different strategy, and absorbing the hit was Olivia Matthews, and Julianne Bell has it. She comes down the field. Bell near sideline in space. Going to take a breather. Checks with her coach, I think. Maybe it's a set play. This is Eliana Enners, who is stick checked as she moves 5 yards away.
She'll get a free restart. Probably from about the 15 if they call it right.
Yeah, it is Enners, number 26.
It's at the 10. I thought the whistle blew and she was around the 13 or 14 yard line.
She's only about 9 yards away from McKenna Reiki, and she charges in and shoots and scores.
Yeah.
That is the first time I've said Eliana Enners in this game, Tom. She looks like another good player.
They have plenty of them.
Yeah, they do. 9-7. That's the first goal of the second half for Bedford, and they needed it not to go down 4. It is only a 2-goal game now. 9-7. I think Tom said that he would be surprised if there was any point where somebody went up by 4. That remains true now because of that Bedford goal.
But it's just amazing. BG Bedford. I mean, girls basketball, we saw the final this year, whole bit.
It's such a rivalry.
It is, you know.
Loose ball. Bishop Girton with a formula for success there. It was Hult that time to Amelia Piercy.
Boy, this is great defense by Bedford. They're
Yeah,
not allowing
certainly
any
is.
fast break. BG can't clear it. This
Full
is
court
great.
press.
Exactly.
Uses a lot of energy, though.
It does, and it also ticks the clock down. You know, and when you're trailing, that's a little tough.
Oh,
But
that's right.
you don't want BG to have that advantage.
Or
of
easy
being
goals.
being able to set up for the easy goals.
And
Well, let's see if BG can continue with the rhythm of Bouvier like they did against Sauhegan when she got on track in the second half.
they beat the press. They set up offensively. Looking for double digits. Their 10th goal if they can get it. Natalie Kutu's shot goes over the net. Retrieved by Cardinals, and they will keep the pressure on this Bedford defense. Kutu circling from her corner position. Scored a goal earlier when she was left alone, came out of the corner like Johnny Busick, like do an old bros reference, on the wing and went fourth floor with the goal. Kutu.
Finally get to see them in the playoffs on Saturday night.
Yeah, with that Tyler Hall acquisition.
Trip. Let's see. No call. Bedford ball. Yep. Now the whistles are going to go against the Cardinals.
Yep.
But Kutu hits the turf, and they ruled not of Bedford's doing. Oh, look at that hit.
Oof.
That was a body check by Kutu. She got in the running lane. She got in the running lane on purpose, and boom.
Oh, the bodies are being
they're
banged around down
no
there
doubt
now.
about it. You're going to have black and blues after this one. And here comes the Bulldogs on the run.
Ileana enters in the
Oh,
middle.
what a pass.
And a good stick check.
You know, we haven't seen those give and goes a lot in this game because of the defenses. More bodies hit the turf. No call. It's going to be BG ball. If they can hold on to it, they can't. Nope, now it's theirs, I believe, as everybody falls back.
Yeah, BG
Things
awarded
are
the ball.
things are getting a little disorganized here. And now the referee is going to come over and let's see if there's something she wants done with the clock at the scorers table. Don't know, but we're all eyes. Everything comes to a stop for whatever reason.
Yeah, Lindsay Halt has possession of it. 10 yards up in front of her own goal.
Got to be a clock issue, right? Or a ruling or some kind of an infraction or something has to be.
She's pointing up to the top of the.
Is there a player with the jewelry on that has to be? No, I guess not. No.
Well,
whatever it was.
The mystery stoppage has ended.
Yes.
And BG sprints downfield with possession. Kyla Pascucci scooting downfield. And here comes the Cardinals offense back in operation. There's a hit. Maddie Keating will have a restart in a very advantageous position. Less than 10 yards away from
10 yards away.
Goalie.
Got to make sure you don't shoot it too wide. Go for the upper corner, I think, maybe.
Abigail Widener in goal.
Bounces it. She got running start, and she bounced it too high.
First to get it, Stephanie Reap for Bishop Girton on the retrieve. Natalie Kutu. Such an important player, a setup player for the Cardinals.
That's right.
Playing that deep corner. Halt.
But her last shot was from too far out. She's not an outside type shooter.
Reap with it.
Looking for the give and go. Looking for the pass. There it is right there. No.
It looked like a save by Widener.
It was. Bouvier shot it on a quick pass on the cutter. And the save by Widener, and all of a sudden it's Bedford ball with 19:39 to play. And a turnover? Ooh. Whistle blows. It's going to be BG ball as Bedford turns it over. They can't afford too many turnovers.
No, especially just coming out of their own end like that.
BG though, John, they've had a couple of chances to widen that lead to 3, and they haven't been able to do it.
Bouvier with it.
So this is important. This is a big possession right here. And you've got to wonder, it's now starting to get to be crunch time where your main players have to touch the ball.
Tuesday, May 11 of 2021, 2 undefeated teams playing.
That's right, it's Tuesday. I kept thinking it's Wednesday. I don't know why.
At Stellos
Oh, nice pass to Piercy. Nice
Boom.
flip again.
Drop pass. Shot.
Yeah.
Bouvier with the goal.
That little flip as they do the runaround, you know, and the wheel. It's a wheel play.
Yeah.
They do the wheel play, and all of a sudden Bouvier ends up with it, and she's clear. There's no one on her, and she has a clear path to the goal and shoots it right away.
So Riley Bouvier is zeroing in on her target.
Yep.
She has been stopped.
You were right. They could not keep her off the board. 18:54 to play, and it's a 3-goal lead for BG again. But you know what? Things can change in a hurry. We saw it change in a hurry in the first half.
Julian Bell on the face-off for Bedford. Lindsay Hult for Bishop Girton. Possession so important here for Bedford, trailing by 3. Hult with that violent jerk of the hands, able to get it up in the air and get that long stick on it. BG on the fast break. Bouvier. Oh, a little bit too high there.
Yeah,
on the
you know
pass,
what?
repeating.
She shouldn't have given it up. She was too unselfish. She should have taken it right in. She had a clear sailing.
Yeah, that's the key thing. You're
yeah,
right.
Clear sailing, it looked like to me.
Yep. That's where you want your player to be
And
selfish.
look at this.
And Bedford with
Oh, the save. Oh, my God, right on top of her.
McKenna
Ricci with a big save. Don't know who it was that was taking that shot.
Might have been
right here, right? Right down in the corner? Could not tell.
Yeah, it happened fast, and McKenna Ricci was ready for it.
Oh, Ricci with a big save right on top. Uncovered, one-on-one.
Coming over to help out, Delaney Romalho with a nice
This is great
save.
defense by Bedford, making BG work for it, but here we go.
Bouvier, now she keeps it this time.
Nah,
Fakes
yeah,
the pass, shoots it, save. What a save by
She gets the
Widener.
rebound, though, didn't she? I think she did. Let's see, what a save by Widener, though. Ricci one-on-one with motion coming in.
You kind of knew she was going to fake the pass that time,
And
right?
it looks like it's Bedford's ball. Widener has it.
You're right. Wow, good play by the sophomore in goal for Bedford.
Yeah.
Against a very talented goal scorer. I want to say that on shots, Riley Bouvier is probably 50-50 right now. That's a big credit to the goalie for Bedford.
Picked off. I saw that happening.
Oh, interception.
That's like a football play. That would have been a pick. That would have been a pick 6 in football.
Yeah, she's gone to the house.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
all the way down the sideline into the end zone. That's
definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, playing her safety position. Lindsay Held, nicely done. So Bishop Girton with a chance to take a 4-goal lead here.
Big turnover, but they've had these opportunities. They haven't been able to cash in. If BG loses the game, they're going to come back to this middle part of the second half when they haven't cashed in.
They could be up by 6 right now.
16:35 to play.
10-7, BG on top. Lindsay Held, as both teams seem to be taking a bit of a breather here. Time coming off the clock as BG casually passes it around the perimeter.
They're looking for the quick strike. They're going to slowly do it, try to lull the Bedford Bulldog defense to sleep, and then go with the fast shot. Let's see if it works.
It's the Python play where you slowly strangle your opponent, perhaps, on offense.
Halt. Now it's the wheel play again. Piercy.
It is the wheel play.
Piercy.
Flipping. Halt.
Yep, gets knocked down, and she'll have a free start.
Sydney Grogan, tough defender.
Now, can Holt shoot it from here, or will she try to pass it? The defense can converge. They do. And she's got to pass it.
Into a triple team and thinks better of the shot.
Yep. Time for Bouvier, I think, to touch the ball, don't you?
Yes. Just come get it.
Spreading it out.
And there's Bouvier with it. Maybe she'll make a move.
Yep.
Oh, she passes it off. Behind the net it goes.
Kutu.
In front, Halt receives it.
Halt's going to try to take it. She
loose ball. Tough play. What a retrieve in the midair. Amelia Piercy with it.
BG's got to be better with the ball, though. How many times? There's Bouvier right there, I think, right on the wide side.
She doesn't have it yet.
She doesn't have it yet. Okay, I thought she did. We're at a distance. We're way up top.
Kutu.
There's Bouvier at the top of your screen.
Keating has it, now Bouvier.
Now Bouvier, yep, but she gives it
Halt.
up. Halt.
Yeah.
a mammoth possession here. Bedford's defense doing a great job. Oh, the cutter.
Goal.
Cutter from 15. What a pass and a cut play. The best goal of the game for BG. And right now, John, I say the most important goal for BG. Because after all that time, they had to come away with a goal and not give it back to Bedford for Bedford a chance to cut it to 2. And now there's going to be a timeout.
Yeah, and this is the first timeout of the contest called by the Bulldogs, and they need it, as Tom said, a doubly important goal considering all the time that came off the clock.
I just thought that was big. They had to score it, and you know what? The way they scored it was important too, because it was their style.
It was their signature.
Exactly,
so
no doubt about it.
With Bouvier coming up with goal number 3 on the game, and as much as she gotten frustrated earlier, there's still 14 minutes of lacrosse left, and if she gets on a roll, this will be over, probably. Also depends on the draws at midfield. Bedford needs to right the ship there.
They need to get possession
BG
here.
has won a lot of those draws.
They can't let BG go up by 5 or 6. They can't let it get out of hand, and I don't think they will. I think they're going to be very determined on these draws, on every loose ball, and you're going to see the physicality come back, physicality taken to another level in this game if it gets to that point.
That's Tom King. I'm John Collins, our cameraman today. Tim O'Neill handling the lens on this.
Today and every day.
Every day.
I know.
Yeah.
We can't go without Tim O'Neill.
No, it's a no-go.
If Tim O'Neill says no, we don't go.
The wheels stop. Teams talking strategy. We welcome our Bedford viewers, BC TV.
Bedford people, you got a good team. What a great athletic program there. I'll tell you, they make it count in a lot of sports.
Yeah, they sure do.
I'll be interested to see how they do the tournament. I don't think anybody really knows for sure. I think they'll find out in another week or two whether or not they're going to try to position these teams where they're not playing each other, out of their region. I don't know if Bedford would be in BG's region or not. They might be in the other region, but I think you want to set it up somehow so that BG and Bedford would meet in the finals and not before. But if it happens, it happens. In hockey, they set it up, and BG was playing Hanover in the semis, and I thought those were clearly the 2 best teams, although St. Thomas Winnacunnet had a good team and was unbeaten on the Seacoast, and BG got to play them in the final.
Yeah.
It was more like the 1980 Olympics where the U.S. beat the Russians, and then who they have to play? Finland, I think, in the final, and that was not quite the same deal.
Right.
So you want to see if that's going to be the case here. But this is a game a lot of people are looking at. And they'll look at it again on Thursday, probably.
Right.
As you can hear the wind.
Yeah, it's picking up a little bit.
It is. And you know what's showing up now, John, as we notice? The leaves on the trees. We do not have a clear view of the river anymore. We had maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yep. And the pollen that comes with it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I'm not that highly allergic to it. 14:32 to go. It's an 11-7 game in favor of Bishop Girton, and the draw control picked up by the Cardinals, and here we go.
Lindsay held with it. BG on the fast break offense again. Let's see if they'll set up shop, and they probably will.
Yeah, you know what? If I'm BG, it's 14:20 left. If you can't get a goal right away, I'd love to take that clock down.
Instead, a loose ball.
Yeah, they got it taken away, and a good
surprising
play.
error on passing there by the Cardinals, and an opportunity seized by Bedford.
That's a bad turnover.
Yep. Absorbing a hit as she sprints downfield.
And now the player who turns it over wants to make amends, and she's going to get a whistle.
Yeah. Something you often see in basketball after a steal. Mackenzie Muir.
And she's got, no, I thought you had to come out. No call. That's tough, boy. You get the ball like that.
Yeah.
You got to make it happen, You got to know that Bedford's going to be coming at you.
Opportunity for Bedford to cut the lead to 3. They're down 11-7 to the Cardinals, who are threatening to take another big chunk of time off the clock and maybe score again. Instead, they swing the other way. Julianne Bell being repelled by the stiff defensive stick of Amelia Piercy. Shifting to the right, Isabel McStowe, number 8, with it. Olivia Matthews, number 6, had it, not 8. In
Nice
front,
pass.
loose ball,
Oh,
good
look
defense.
at that.
Frida Teresa with the stick
Yeah,
move.
stick check and the turnover.
And a difficult pass on the run, nicely
kidding.
done.
I was
Bouvier
looking.
passes it in front, goal.
Oh, man.
Fast break goal. Maddie Keating was at number 10.
Right there in the middle.
Number 10, thank you, Tim. And Keating has 2 in the game.
See, this time they didn't wait.
Yeah, they
The
did.
turnover, fast break, that's how they like to play.
Yeah, it was
And they
too much
didn't-
space
they
to not
didn't-
take advantage
They
of.
didn't wait, and now look at the clock now, 12:32, and all of a sudden 12:07. So again, I go back to that beginning, 3-0. What has it been since? 12-4.
12-4.
2 different games.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with this center dot right here. Riley Bouvier taking the face off against Bedford's Julianne Bell. Up in the air, loose ball. Bedford gets to it first, good hustle. Olivia Matthews cuts to the middle. As it knocked loose, gets it back. Bedford with a must-score possession here, trailing by 5 goals. I'm sure it's really unfamiliar territory for them, having gone undefeated to this point. Their coach is down
Completely orchestrate things defensively for her team.
to the right, and the
Yeah.
shot deflected. Not a quality shot there from
not
Matthews.
a quality shot. It got deflected and bounced easily in front of Riki, and she's able to get it out.
It
Or
was,
pick it up. Now she's got to make a very key play here.
yeah, because Bedford is putting on
They're
that
really
full court
putting
press.
on the full court. So you go to the open player, and now you run it down.
Oh, good
Oh,
choice.
that is-
Halt.
definitely. The
Yeah.
halt. Yep.
So there was a flank there that Bedford didn't cover with the press, and BG exploits it downfield quickly. Just over 11 minutes to go in the contest, and BG nursing a 5-goal lead right
Tale
now.
of 2 games,
Yeah.
3-0 and then 12-4.
Lindsay Halt with it. Up to the top. Keating gives it back to Halt. Really has been dominant today, Lindsay
Holt
Halt.
next year will be playing at Holy Cross.
Yep.
Bouvier
In
Stanford,
front,
2
that was
years.
almost a accidental shot on
It
goal.
was. I don't think she intended to shoot it. Do you?
No. It
But
was
she
a pass that
yeah.
almost went in. Opportunity for Bedford to snatch
And if
that
I'm
loose
BG,
ball.
boy, I'd like to whittle this clock down a little bit. You got a 5-goal lead. Get it down below 10. See if
Yeah.
you can do that before you shoot, but they're going to take whatever opportunity they get, though. They're not thinking clock right now. And
Halt with a couple of spin
Holt's
moves.
got to back out. She can't. She's trying to dodge. She
Sydney
can't do it.
Grogan's been a defensive MVP
Boy, and
for
look at that.
Bedford
She
in this
forced
game.
the turnover.
And now it's loose.
That's Grogan forcing a potential turnover
Yeah.
here.
And Bedford,
Yep.
Amelia,
It's a great play by
Yeah.
Grogan.
Eliana Enters not crossing over the boundary. You could see her reaching and was
Yeah.
able to pick it up legally.
BG, you know what happened there, John? BG got too stationary. They
Yeah,
all stood around and watched Holt
yeah,
try
they
to
kind
make
of
the play.
did. Yeah.
They got too stationary.
And of course, this part of the game, Tom, stamina does play a factor.
It does, but you know they're in good shape. I just think that they
Yeah.
were a little overcautious.
In front, the cutter, heavily
Loose
covered.
ball. Let's see. They're fighting for it.
And they're going to call,
It's going to go to Bedford.
yeah, contact against
Yep.
the Cardinals.
9:35 left to play.
Kyla Pascucci trying to play some
Clock
tough
now
defense.
starts to become a factor, or it will in about 3 or 4 minutes. Riki ready for the long shot, but no, Bedford doesn't take it. But you know what, John? They can't take too long.
Yeah, they have to shoot her quicker than BG would have
A
to.
little lob. in front, and the ball's loose. And let's see, it's going to be Girton ball,
Yeah.
I believe. Yep. That's a bad play by Bedford. They needed to get a good quality shot. Instead, they go for the lob inside, and they're not able to convert. And now Riki, this is a big play. Riki has got to find a way out of this.
She
And
does
she's-
have a player, Delaney Romalho,
Yeah,
wide
right over
open,
wide open, and Ramajo catches it.
and she finds her.
And now Ramajo's got to get it out to the up people. And now here we go. Oh, nice pass down to the 40.
Yeah, they move it
They
niftily
move it,
down the
yeah.
field.
Now
And
they get down there. Now 8:38, you can do a lot of things here.
yeah, you could just take the big chunk and forget about scoring. Or
I think they want to get that 6th goal. I think that lead to 6. You know?
dancing out from behind the end
You
line.
know,
Stephanie Reap
but
repelled.
you know what? You got to credit Bedford's defense.
Yeah.
But it's a double-edged sword because the better Bedford plays on defense, the less shots BG takes and the more they hold the ball and the clock ticks down.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So that's a win for BG on each possession.
Oh, right there. Oh, you gotta one-time those.
Yep.
And the
Instead,
turnover.
Bedford takes it away,
Yeah,
and no
you
shot
got-
was
you
taken.
get that pass, you got to one-time it.
Under 8 minutes to go. Bedford trying to score quickly, trailing by 5. In front.
No, loose ball.
McKenna Riki got her stick in the way, I think, the goaltender, and
Yeah.
a heads-up play. And the whistle.
Gonna be
Restart.
Bedford, yep.
Bedford. Olivia Matthews.
Clock ticking now. 7:35 left. 12-7.
Back it out.
The one thing you don't want is to give Bedford the impetus for a run. If Bedford scores 2 in a row, you're going to see a timeout by Girton to try to go over the strategy for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, that's a key figure because
Yeah.
it's at 5 now. That would be 3. They
Yeah.
come up from the corner, and somehow they lost. The ball was lost.
Yeah.
And it goes out of bounds. It's still Bedford ball.
Don't know what happened. It
Yeah,
looked like
it
they were
l-
going to go take a shot right on Riki, and nothing happened.
I believe just as the shooter went to shoot, the ball came loose. The shooter lost control, the critical moment. The turnaround save, McKenna Riki.
Big save, 6:52.
She's an imposing presence in that goal time. You can't just expect to turn around and find all kinds of openings. Cuts down the angles.
John, would you believe there hasn't been a score in the last 6 minutes?
6 minutes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think there'd be any 6-minute stretch of this game with
No.
no goals. And of course, that benefits Bishop Girton with the big lead, 12-7. A 6-minute scoreless stretch, which continues here. Frida Teresa on the dead run. Nice play.
Wide
Good
open.
bounce pass.
Wide open Bouvier in the middle.
Bouvier goes the wing. We got a whistle just before Bishop Girton had a slam dunk opportunity.
No kidding, huh? So let's see, with 6:05, clock stops. They got timeout. BG is going to call timeout here to go over this last 6:05, and I think that's a good timeout for them to take.
Yeah, some of their better players had gotten a little bit winded, I think.
Maybe.
Same could be true of Bedford, but, you know, it's just a chance to solidify your 5-goal lead, talk strategy.
But the way the game started, could you have envisioned this score?
No.
No, not at all, huh?
No. I was a person that's covered BG a lot. I was worried for him there at the beginning. Thought, hey, maybe this isn't going to be the day.
I'm sure they were worried for them too.
3-0, yeah.
Be interesting to see
Yeah,
how
but
this
they-
game turns out and what the reaction is afterwards.
Yeah, but from 3-0 to 9-4.
Right. Now Leslie Y is telling them you got to calm down and you have to do these certain things. This is a veteran team, you know, and she's had a teaching, calming presence on a lot of these veterans and tried to put them in position to succeed. What they do at the end of every game is they all stand in a circle and each player talks about what they liked about the game and what they saw or who they thought did well or whatever. But
They
reporters
pick out a particular play.
or a player or whatever,
Yeah.
or strategy or whatever. For reporters, that's a killer.
Yeah.
You gotta wait.
You got to wait.
I said to Brad Creek, I said, if you ever do this, so I'll help you.
Where's Brad? He was sitting right here
Yeah,
earlier.
Brad's usually here for these games. He's got a couple. I think he's
I
got
think
a couple.
he moved at halftime. He was right in front of us for a while.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's it's a good way to communicate for the team. I think it's a good idea and it seems to work. I wonder what those circles would be like after a loss. I wonder how that would go. No, seriously. I mean, what would they say?
I'm not thinking about the Bedford BG girls, and I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about past teams that I've had where people point fingers after a loss.
Are you kidding? Oh yeah.
That's the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to give it structure to add fuel to the fire. What were you thinking at the end?
Well, let's see. Leslie Y coming over to the clock scorers table. Oh, just to get a drink. 6:05 to play. 12.
Always a good idea. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. 12-7 the score. 6:05 left. BG with the ball.
That's one thing Tom doesn't do. You have a ball of
Oh,
water?
I've been staying hydrated lately. Believe me. But John, I got a mask on. Why am I going to?
I know, but
drink water?
you have your
At home,
routines that you do as a sports writer, and I've never seen you with a bottle of water.
No, because I got to carry it around.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
drink at home. I'll drink the water at home. I got 3 or 4 big buckets of water, big jugs of water. So they go pretty quickly.
But there's like a 2 or 3 hour gap in between, isn't there?
Well,
you're a camel.
Well, the other thing, John. Yeah, the other thing, John, is the more water you drink when you're out.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. In front, goal.
Yep.
Maddie Keating on the get and go in front with the one-timer. Unstoppable play by BG. So after the timeout, they add to their lead. They're up 13-7 with 5:48 to go.
Yeah, the only negative is it took them too quick. They did it quickly. But you have a 6-goal lead now, and
it's looking like it's going to be a BG game, barring a huge comeback.
You never know. Lacrosse, it can happen in a flash, John, in a flash. That's why now, with 5:48 left if you're BG, now you start to work the clock if you can get possession. But these draw controls are huge. Things are quiet at Stella Stadium.
Awaiting the all-important draw here at midfield with 5:48 remaining, and a win for
Bedford. I thought Holt had it.
Yeah, I did
no,
too.
I guess not.
It eluded her. Julian Bell
Now, was
scoops
Holt
up the
taking
loop
those
ball.
at the beginning of the game? I couldn't tell. I didn't think she was.
She was not initially, no.
And that changed. Didn't that change?
Yeah, and Riley Bouvier took a lot of draws through the...
Wow, look at this.
Steal.
Yep.
Maddie Keating. No, actually, it's 18. I misspoke. 18 is
but the trick
Tegan McInnes.
The trick is when you make that play, you got to get it out.
Yeah.
And look, they're finding that out right now. This is
Teresa with the steal.
This is a tough escape.
Delaney Ramalho
go
finds
for the
Frida.
open space. There you go.
I would like to see Frida run that down the field if she could, but she passes it, ends up on the turf, scooped up by Ariana Kuchalakos.
Yeah, Kuchalakos almost took too long to scoop that up.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get the handle on it. Clock ticking now. We're under 5 to play in a 6-goal Girton lead. Bedford would have to score at a clip that's pretty quick.
Yeah. Instead, BG has the ball.
Now, what do? Do you whittle it down?
At least a minute. You take at least a minute.
I'd say it's 4:43 to go. I'd like to get it to 3 minutes.
Ooh, 140. Yep.
I'd like to go 140.
You can do it. Why not?
But you got to make sure your passes are short and sweet. And you can't
See, that's the risk when you take a lot of time off. You don't get a goal and you turn it over.
Yep. Can't get sloppy with the passing.
Bedford with it now.
Yeah, Bedford with a gift.
Sydney Grogan.
but they've got to turn it into a goal.
Had 4 players around her, and Sydney able to find a teammate up ahead.
And there you go,
Julianne
right down
Bell,
the middle of the field.
cutting through the defense.
Save.
McKenna Ricci. Rebound goal.
Score. And that's the first Bedford goal since early in the half. They've gone a long time without it. I don't know who got it, but they've gone a long time. O'Brien, I think.
Yeah. It was number 5. And wow, it's been a while. She's got a lot of goals, but that big gap in between.
At 4 minutes exactly, off the turnover.
Yeah.
Wow, listen to that wind, huh? Wow.
Thought the goal was scored by, yeah, Regan O'Brien, number 2. That's right. That's her 5th. Wow. But it's been almost all Regan O'Brien. She's got 5 out of the 8.
Yeah.
So face off at midfield. Exactly 4 minutes to go in the contest. BG with a 5-goal lead. Bedford needing to run the table to get back into the game and tie. Instead, BG wins the draw.
That's Bedford's first goal in 1923.
Ooh. That's a story right there.
Yeah.
Stephanie Reap in front, faking the shot.
That's a big draw control for BG though now.
Yeah.
You know, the lead is 5. Now I think you've proven that maybe the strategy should be to try to get the goal.
Stephanie Reap.
Get it back up to 6. Get greedy.
Push back out from the near post.
But again, the better defense that Bedford plays.
Good cut. Piercy goal.
Scores.
Amelia Piercy cutting through.
Her,
that is
right?
4 goals for number 12 for Bishop Girton. Makes it a 14-8,
And
6-goal lead again. For
that'll
the Cardinals.
do it, I think. I think that's about it.
Yeah,
3:20 to go. Yeah, with the time. And I think now if BG gets possession, they just run around with it.
Prohibitive favorite to take this to the house and secure another victory. It'll be Bedford's first loss on the season for New Hampshire High School girls lacrosse. But again, we do expect these 2 teams to meet somewhere along the way.
Well, they'll meet again. They'll meet again on Thursday.
Oh.
They play at Bedford Bulldog Stadium.
Yeah, so I'm sure the Bulldogs will be looking for a different result in that.
Yeah.
And that'll be more.
That'll be Thursday night. I believe it's Thursday at 7. I'm not sure.
Excellent girls lacrosse on tap for the Bedford and BG fans. 3:20 to go. Face off up in the air and seized upon. The loose ball by Riley Bouvier on the run. Bishop Girton.
Yeah, now set it up around. Oh, they're going to go cutter.
Cutter goal. Riley
now
Bouvier.
They're pouring it on. Jeez.
Yeah, the flood of goals coming for Bishop Girton now as Bouvier's got 4. As the cream rises here for Bishop Girton. 15-8.
15-8, and again, I'm going to go back to that beginning. 15-5 since that start.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
We'll have to talk to the coaches and see what they thought the difference was. Chris Cameron knows. He's got a couple thoughts, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, just so many good players on the Cardinals.
Cameron doing the Friday Night Lights with my old radio pal, Nick Anastas.
Yeah, you have a history with those guys.
I have a history with everybody. You kidding me? I am history. You know?
History. Yeah, we were talking about health off air, and Nick seemed surprised. He's like, you're an older guy. Tom's in his 60s, folks. Yeah. Amazingly. It's like Tom's still wondering how that happened.
Right.
He still remembers being the young man embarking on the career in Derry.
Just remember the weeks where I would do Bruins home games, Patriots midweek, 2 shows on TV 50 a week.
Yeah.
And calling the games with you on WSMN, and high school stuff. With you and a few other people.
You were a little bit busy.
Oh, God, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it.
Bishop Girton content to take a lengthy possession here after winning yet another draw.
Yeah, there's no reason now you can just kind of pass the ball around. Just don't turn it over.
2:30 to go. There's a pass in deep. Kutu being
Yeah, don't try to
sticked
get
away.
too dangerous. Ooh, yep, see, there he goes.
Right.
Start, run away. Run to the side. Don't try to run towards the, run away from where the defense is. Then another turnover for
Yeah, I
Bedford.
think that was Riley Bouvier that stole it back.
Little flip shot, ball loose.
Widener, the goaltender,
Yeah, Widener, who's
asserting herself there.
Widener played
Nice
a
play.
great first half, but she couldn't stop the Cutters in the second half. That was a little bit too much. BG got back into their offense and it worked.
Now Bedford taking the long route to get this ball over midfield with 1:50 to go. Amelia Piercy knocks it loose but gets whistled. And here is Mackenzie Muir. Downfield it goes. Bedford.
Yeah, Bedford can't
moving
waste any time. They're
Yeah.
down 7 goals. You got to shoot it pretty quickly. You can score 7 in 145. You have to get every draw and you got to make every shot. And you got to take them quick. And that's not happening right now.
And Frida Teresa knocks that out of the air.
So the turnovers, BG doing a much better job this half, John, at what? What do you think?
Stopping
Ground
Bedford.
ball pickups.
Ground ball pickups, yes.
Doing a much better job. It seems to be anyway.
I
I
think
don't
they
know
have
what
the advantage in that category.
I don't know what
this
the
half.
numbers are, but it sure looks like it.
Yeah, I think Bedford had the advantage earlier, but yes, BG has certainly picked it up. 1 minute to go in the contest, and BG comfortably ahead, 15-8.
No drama today.
No, they might not even take another shot. Let's see. Well, I misspoke.
No, right there. Nope.
Running into a quadruple team that time
Gonna
was
get a
Teresa
restart.
Prunier.
Yeah, so they'll take a shot here probably.
So it is Teresa Prunier who will be face-to-face with the goaltender. She was in tight when the foul occurred, so it amounts to a penalty shot here for Teresa, who's a sophomore. Shot.
Save.
Save, nicely done.
Very nice save. Yep.
Abigail Widener. You can see why she is Bedford's starting goaltender. Has done great work. Bedford has been on their heels defensively for most of the game since that 3-0 start, and BG has racked up the goals.
All right, John
15-8.
Collins, I am going to make my way down to the
Yeah,
field
20
to
seconds
get
to
the
go.
book before it disappears. So
You missed a nice football hit right there, Tom. Tom King, my partner, will be back with me for the boys' game tonight here at Stellos Stadium. Bishop Girton boys versus the Bedford boys. Boys lacrosse on Nashua TV and BC Bedford TV. So with 18 seconds to go, we'll run out the clock. These two teams will do battle in a couple of days in Bedford, and should be a great take as well. Weather will be just as nice or better. Riley Bouvier with possession as the time will expire on her sprint down the field. Number one of several players playing an excellent game to lead her team to victory. Riley Bouvier had 4 goals in the game. Amelia Piercy had 4. Maddie Keating with a couple. Lindsay Helt with a couple. Catherine Campbell, Natalie Kotu. Apologies to any player that I missed, but I think that's 15 for Bishop Girton. And a 8-goal total for Bedford, led by Regan O'Brien with 5 goals. She did her best, but BG comes out on top. For Tom King, my cameraman Tim O'Neill, I'm John Collins, thanking you for watching and saying good afternoon from Stellos Stadium, everybody.